This video is to illustrate where the drain plugs are on a Milwaukee 8 motor. This is the left side of the bike. Right underneath the clutch cover is the drain plug for the primary. A little further in and also facing down is the drain plug for the transmission. And just in front of that, facing the front of the bike, is the drain plug for the engine oil. And also on the left side of the bike, the oil filter. So all very conveniently located on the left side. So when I drop the oil and tranny fluid, I like to do it with the bike upright. So a good way to pick the bike up is I just made this out of wood, drilled a hole in there, and I just use a stake like this. This is just horseshoe stake. And then I'll see if I can kind of figure out if I can film this or not, but this picks the bike up and puts it level. So you just kind of steady the bike up. And then once you get, takes a little bit of finagling, but so now you've got the bike level, and that way you can get at the plugs for the oil and the transmission under there. And that way the bike is level. And then when you go to fill everything up and check it, and you can start it and everything on that as well. When you go to let the bike down, you just hold the back seat of it like I do, or however, just kind of balance and make sure the kickstand is down, and pick this up and let it go forward. Okay, so I took the drain plug out and then loosened this, and that helps the oil drain a little bit quicker too. And so now that we have the oil draining there, and then always inspect the plug to make sure, and of course that looks pretty good. That's a magnet, there's no metal shavings on it at all, so we are good there. So the oil change kits, they all come with 3 of these little O-rings. So if you're changing all 3, it's you know, these O-rings always look good. I used to never change them out, but I'm going to this time, just for the heck of it. Not that it looks necessary at all, but I will change them. And yeah, just so everyone knows. So when it comes to pulling the oil filter out, these are, I use K&N filters, and they are a 17 millimeter metric. And so I don't do anything fancy and catch stuff and stuff. I just put an oil pan under there and let it drop. But that's what it is. So I'm kind of happy instead of a chrome one, I have a black one now, which is kind of cool. The chrome one was for my other bike. So interestingly enough, that bike was a twin cam 88 cubic inch, and that filter fits this Milwaukee, so they haven't changed it all. But now I've got a black one, so I'm not going to fill this. Obviously take the plastic off, it won't go on anyway, but I'm not going to fill this with any oil or anything. As soon as you start the bike, just let it warm up and it will fill the oil. I'm going to put 4 quarts and maybe half of a quart, so 4.5 quarts in there, start it up, let it run, check it on level, and make sure if I need to add a little bit, I will. So that's just the way I do it. Okay, so just so there's no confusion, when you go to check the motorcycle, and I always check it upright, always, but this right here, this one right here is full hot vehicle upright. And so instead of checking it on the kickstand when it's hot, because I have air shocks on there, and you know they're different from the factory, no matter where I set them, it makes a little difference. But checking the vehicle level, it's got to be inside, and you want it closer to the top, like right there, not over that. And when it's hot, if it's there, you're good. So checking the transmission, this is the dipstick here. It's a 3/8 Allen. And so what you'll do is you'll loosen that all the way, clean it, put it back down there until it's snug, and then turn it back out and check it. And so you'll want it inside the X, closer to the top there, but not over. So I wanted to shoot another video of letting this thing down off of my makeshift lift there. So always obviously make sure that you have the kickstand down and nothing is in the way that the bike will come down on. And then I always kind of put my hand on the back of the seat and then make sure they go to pull it. And once it starts to slide forward, try not to let it get away from you, but hold on to the brake. And then you can just kind of pull that out of there. And the bike will land on the kickstand, so it seems scary, but it is absolutely okay to do.